Welcome, I'm John Mosina with B4B Connect. Living in Detroit, the actual south of 8 Mile Road, quote, living in Detroit, unquote, is in the news a lot recently, and nobody knows that better than our guest today, Mary Kramer, publisher of Crain's Detroit Business. Mary was an early adopter and advocate of professionals not just working but also living in the city. She's been joined in that belief recently by a variety of local businesses and business leaders, but she continues to lead through Crain's house party events and a constant one-on-one advocacy as she moves through southeastern Michigan's business community. Mary, it's good to be here in Detroit with you today.
Thank you.
What's driven you to become one of the more visible advocates for people actually living in the city of Detroit?
Well, I moved to Detroit in 1989, and it was the largest city that I'd ever lived in and or worked in. And I had lived in outstate Michigan, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Ann Arbor, Jackson. I'd lived on the East Coast. And the remarkable thing to me about Detroit was I did purchase a home in the city, actually in the West Village neighborhood. I now live in a riverfront a condominium about 4 blocks away. My view is Belle Isle. What struck me in my orientation of Detroit is that it was the largest city that I had ever lived in, and yet it felt, at least in my neighborhood, the West Village Indian Village neighborhood, it was like a big small town. It was a village, and that there were neighborhoods like that all over the city where people came for the architecture, the historic house, and they stayed for the people because the community fabric was so strong. I met more people in that neighborhood more quickly than in any of the other smaller communities in which I had lived before.
Which is interesting because people normally, when they think of Detroit, they think of the slow creeping death of the community in the neighborhood.